The following is rated F for fairness. Viewers' discretion is advised.
Welcome to the audio show.
People say the Angelina character, and the one thing you can say about her is that she's not calculative. She is. You've seen her in many different circumstances, and you've seen how she's actually moved. And she's moved very calculative. Very. But let's jump into it. Let's go.
It's gonna be is what it is, and we don't have any control over that.
Shayla, hear me. And hear me well, because I hear all that you're saying. You sound like Snow White. You sound like a Disney movie. Playtime is over. Do you understand that?
All right, so Shayla has been as well, just like how Amber naive as well. Shayla has been acting very naive, like she don't realize what's going on with the whole divorce thing, right? And with a lot of the ways as to how things are moving. She's been very, very slow. That's the one thing now that Amber and Shayla is sharing. Both of them acting very, nonchalant about things. Now, Amber is, sure, maybe, hiding her relationship with Dave, but that's about it. Everything else she's basically been showing, when something happened to her with Anthony, she comes over to Shayla and breaks it with Shayla. She goes over to Daniel. And we've been saying, maybe she's been, calculative in doing this. But I'm wondering, yes, playtime is actually over. This is a divorce, and this is war.
This is where you are in life, right now, right here, in your youth, in your prime, where you're beautiful, you're smart, you have the world ahead of you. And you're standing here telling me about your playmates in the sandbox. You are not going to get to the wealth. You're not going to get to the life that you want by dragging your girlfriends along. It doesn't work that way. Because every time you take one step forward, they will be looking at you and seeing the blessing in your life and wanting it for themselves. So when I tell you that playtime is over, I'm talking about just cut it.
All right. So Angelina says that playtime is over and she's speaking on all of these things. Charmaine says, no, O'Neal, she's just talking about the girls on the podcast. It's everything. I beg to say that Charmaine, in this, she's talking about everything. She's saying, Shayla, you are basically playing as though you think you're in high school and you're not in high school. No. It's interesting that that Angelina has to be saying this to Shayla right now, because the truth of the matter is Shayla understood this with Amber. That's why Amber is where she's right now. It's because Shayla at that point realized this wasn't a high school fantasy. But see, she's fell now into the same fantasy of thinking this is just a little play thing. Hey, this is perfectly fine. I'm going to be perfectly fine with these girls and they're not trying to do anything at all to me. You see what's happening right now with Delicia and Demon. You see what's going on. You see what's happening with the divorce right now with Anthony. No, I'm not saying Anthony was hers, because he wasn't. But it is what it is. There is a baby in the picture. And it is what it is. I don't like it, and I feel like it's kind of unfair, but it is what it is. I have to call a spade a spade. That's where she is right now, and that's what Angelina is telling her. This is where you are.
Get it in your mind right now that the path that you're on is not going to take you where you think it's going to take you. These other girls are feeling around and reaching for this. Me and your daddy planned a life for you and Zash. You were brought up in a great home. Yes, issues, but guess what? We stuck it out and we got to the bag. You have to start looking on that same road. Get these little girls out of your face. You don't need them to be great. You're already great. Do you understand that? You have no friends. You have no friends. Say it. Say it.
I have no friends.
Okay.
Okay, this is a tough thing to be giving to Shayla. But listening to what she's trying to tell her, I think when she does this, she's basically trying to use scare tactics with Shayla, because she's realized that Shayla has become very laxed in her movements. She's become very laxed. In fact, Angelina is doing the same thing that Ernestine has tried to do with Amber by saying, listen to me and listen to me well. You have no friends. This is where you are. Right? And especially when it comes to Shayla, she's trying to say, you know, I have no friends with Shayla. Because the truth of the matter is, at the end of the day, Shayla is going to look out for Shayla's best interest, as she should. Because self-preservation is the first rule of life. When people tell you, oh my God, you're so selfish, in what way? Because if I'm protecting my interests, then that's what I'm supposed then that's what I'm supposed to do. But don't worry, friends, it doesn't negate that I still believe that Shayla is doing things with her legs. It doesn't still negate that Angelina has been terrible. It doesn't negate any of these things. We're just trying to look at what she's saying and see if there's anything in it that makes any amount of sense. Remember, that's what I come to O'Neill's channel for. I'm not pro of any of the characters. I'm just trying to find, is this any truth to this? Or is this just a bunch of nonsense? That's what we're doing.
Because right now, where you need to go on that path is to your legacy. This is about inheritance. Do you want to be looking for a job? The life that you want of living as a kept woman, being able to go to yoga and Pilates and bar, go and dropping Kai off, going to his games. You can have as many babies as you want. I'd love that. But the life that you want is not on this road.
All right. So this is why I said that, Charmaine, because she's making sure that you know that it's about inheritance. In other words, you need to be looking at the business that Anthony is doing right now. Now, Anthony tried to give her the real that, hey, you do realize that when Amber comes for monies, right, depending on what she gets, which some people argue, but it's 50%, O'Neill is going to have money to take care of a child, and whether it's $100 or $100 million, there's a difference in the amount of monies you have to raise a kid. And you don't know how badly, you don't know how much divorce fees he's going to pay. You don't know how much the divorce is going to affect him. And that's what Angelina is trying to get across to Shayla. Whether you like it or not, you now have a vested interest in Anthony's divorce. That's true. Whether we want to accept it or not, they now have a vested interest in this divorce because they want to secure Kai. That's what's going on.
Those girls are inferior to you in every single way. I have your back. And I'm going to tell you now, game time is on. Either you play the game or you get played. That's up to you. But
now, listen to what Angelina says. Either you play the game or get played. Let me ask you this, Amber fans. Do you think Amber would play Shayla? Just want to know. I just want to know. Do you think Amber would play Shayla? If Amber gets the chance to play whatever else it is and play the game, do you think she'll do that? I'm just saying, right? Listen to me. It's about people's interests. Just don't forget that. Like when y'all think of the skits, them don't forget that people are looking out for their best interests at heart.
Have anything to do with it. We're gonna be riding all the way to the championship, honey. We're gonna have ring after ring, repeat after repeat, and all of that. No friends. You got me, you have yourself. So cut this out talking about, oh, this girl and that.
That's it. Angelina is just trying to get her head in the game because Angelina is telling her that, listen to me, you're too focused all over the place. And that may be true. Maybe not. Hey, listen to me. Look, friends. Some people say, but honey, should she be focusing on a man or herself? She is telling her to focus on herself. But you don't know. Maybe what Angelina is saying is as well, because if you want to dissect her statement, this is a good one for Auntie Riri to get into. If you want to dissect her statement, it is, hey, maybe the inheritance that you get based on Kai can get you to a different level. Maybe you can use that to form a business for yourself, so you're not depending on other people. Look, friends, she has the baby. I cannot do anything about it. When you have the kid, you have the kid. If I got a wealthy woman pregnant, okay, and I have the kid, and the woman has to go on tour, friends, I have the kid. Whether you want to accept it or not, whether you want to like it or not, that's what it is. I now have this thing that is an asset. Whether you want to like it or not, whether you want to count it or not, that doesn't matter. The facts still remain. She has that kid, and that's what Angelina is talking about. But hey, give me a take, like, share, comment, subscribe. Talk to y'all soon.